Good afternoon. The topic for today's discussion is Aga Shahid Ali's poem Beyond the Ash Rains. Now, whenever we talk of Aga Shahid Ali, we talk of nostalgia, we talk of exile, we talk of the story of a persona who is continuously searching something within. Aga Shahid Ali is an explorer, an aesthetic explorer who continuously searches for an identity, a lost land, a lost region that he knows well that he can never reach over there, but still he never stops that particular journey to reach that utopian place and destination. Beyond the Ash Rains is a poem like that. It talks a lot about the journey of a nostalgic individual. It's quite interesting. The poem is actually found in the collection of Aga Shahid Ali, known as A Nostalgist Map of America. Before we go to the text, we find two very significant lines as an epigraph taken from the Epic of Gilgamesh. Epic of Gilgamesh is one of the early epics, mythological text, quite old surviving text, and the text talks a lot about the friendship between that mythical king Gilgamesh and his friend Enkidu. When Enkidu dies after certain conditions, we find Gilgamesh, who was severely sorry for the loss of his friend, and then ultimately he decides to leave his own kingdom wearing the skins of lion, and then he walks through path, untrodden path and wilderness, and the particular motto in mind to seek for immortality. So this is all about, in brief, actually the Epic of Gilgamesh. Now the two very important lines which are taken as epigraph: what have you known of loss that makes you different from other men? So these two opposite lines actually connect that every individual's loss is actually different from another's loss. No two individuals' loss are same. And this is something that through loss we actually can differentiate one individual to the another one. This poem, this very brilliant poem, Beyond the Ash Rains, talks a lot about human isolation, journey with a never say die spirit. When the desert refused my history, refused to acknowledge that I had lived there with you among a vanished tribe, 2,000-3,000 years ago, you parted the dawn rain, its thickest monsoon curtains, and beckoned me to the northern canyons. The opening line immediately connects us with a sense of magic realism that the speaker in the poem is walking or in a kind of a journey for 2,000 or 3,000 years. In reality, this is not possible, but in a setup that is magic realism in a sense, it is very much possible. It immediately can remind to a reader that how the very same kind of lines are visible, are available in the poem of Jibanananda Das, that the speaker in Banalata Sen also walks for 1,000 years and for a immeasurable span of time. This magic realism is something that we also can find in the poem of Agha Shahid Ali, who wants to reread history all the time. Probably he would like to dilute the idea of so-called bifurcation or making limitation of time span, that we are actually a continuous force, a continuous journey. We are actually those individuals who are passing through that limitless, immeasurable span of time. We cannot be compartmentalized to any specific time limit. So here we find the speaker is actually just like you. The you in the beginning immediately connects us the kind of tradition that T.S. Eliot started in so many of his poems, The Wasteland, and of course another one is the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock, that universal you. Because it is nowhere mentioned who that exact you actually, but it is the you with whom the speaker would like to make that journey in process for 2,000-3,000 years ago. You parted the dawn rain, its thickest monsoon curtains. This very description is also gives the essence of magic realism immediately. That, is it really possible to to part the dawn rain just like the monsoon curtain? Can the rain be used like a curtain? It is not exactly. It is not possible at all. But it is something that the speaker in the poem, that beyond the ash rains, actually he is doing over there. And the moment he does, it gives a different kind of sensation on the mind of the readers, that reading of the rain, that the rain image, that is actually a source of rejuvenation. Rain that is the source of life. Rain that is the source of hope. Rain that helps one to move forward and helps one to go beyond the limit. So, in the poem, we find in one way a kind of a distant hope and a never say die spirit, and on the other hand, the reference of the desert in the opening lines, that the desert refused my history. So, it may be that desert is a symbol of that kind of a history that never acknowledges, that all the time tries to delimit, all the time tries to erase the past, the history, whatever it may be. If there is a kind of a mentality, a sort of aspiration to go beyond that limitation, probably such kind of aspiration and hope can do wonder. And so, we find that the speaker would like to go to that northern canyons. There among the red rocks you lived alone. I had still not learned the style of nomads, to that root ethnicity and the style and the capacities of the nomads that the speaker in the poem would like to know. Because this poem has a sense to go to that root. The poem has the sense to go to that very origin, the birth of the universe, the birth of the human civilization, that nomad, that know how to be alive when no one is there, without any support, without any care, without any acknowledgement even. Human being can still be alive in spite of any support, any care from anyone. So, the speaker would like to know that technicalities that a nomad used to have. To walk between the raindrops to keep dry. Another brilliant, magic realistic expression Is it really possible to walk between the raindrops and still to be dry at the same time? Not exactly. But this magic realistic expression is so full of charm and vivacity. Wet and cold, I spoke like a poor man. What is the notion of poverty? Actually, not to be accustomed with all the luxuries of life, rather to be that very nomad for whom nothing is necessary in that way, only food, clothes, minimal, and a room to stay, and that's all. So, the reference of the poor man without irony, you showed me the relics of our former life. The use of the word relics may connect to that very sense of purity, essence, that sacred living, the sacred way of understanding of our former life, proof that we would at last found each other. Is it something the speaker is in a kind of a communication gap? Is it something that the speaker somehow is not in a position to get exactly the kind of an attachment? Somehow he is not able to connect his way of living that he is right now? Is it something that he would like to be connected to the root more and more, and he is searching that trackless path? Probably it is. But it is the you. Is it the muse? We don't know. Is it that particular way of life that the speaker is searching for? But in your arms I felt single out for lost. When you lit the fire and poured the wine, I am going, I murmured. What fire the speaker is trying to hint at? The fire that the nomad, the early man, during that very primitive conditions, the first fire, and that is that the beginning of civilization. Is it that fire with which that the speaker is again want to be rooted? Is it that sense of exile that he is suffering from because he would like to go back to the root somehow? I am going, I murmured repeatedly. Going where no one has been and no one will be. Will you come with me? You took my hand and we walked through the streets of an emptied world, vulnerable to our suddenly bare history in which but you say it won't again be singled out for loss in your arms, won't ever again be exiled, never again from your arms. So, together the speaker and his companion, mysterious companion, or the another persona, they would like to make history. They would like to make a new generation, a new way of living that is free from all sort of narrowness, that is free from all sort of clumsy, difficult way of living, a living that is very cumbersome. They would like to go beyond that limitations. So the poem is, of course, a poem of hope, a poem of aspiration, but at the same time the binaries are very much present, the binary of having acknowledgement or not having acknowledgement. But at the same time the poem talks a lot about to go to the root. Reaching to that root may be difficult, but it is possible. It is something that is very much necessary as well. Thank you so much.